Okay, normally before I get going on a review, I have these silly little opening segments where I say something funny. I don't really know what to say, but I will say this though. Before I came in here, I forgot to turn the fucking heat on, and I'm gonna tell you something straight up. It is fucking cold in here. Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV. So yeah, it is damn cold in here. I forgot to turn the heat on in the studio before I came in here. So it's a little chilly. So I'm probably gonna keep this one quick, but tonight we're talking about the movie called Stay Out, Stay Alive. It just came out and it is directed by Dean Urich. And I'll tell you, if there was ever an impressive resume for visual effects, it's this fucking guy, man. He is working on Rise of Skywalker. He worked on The Irishman, Infinity Wars, Star Trek's 8 and 7, Star Wars 8 and 7, Star Trek Into Darkness, The Avengers, Cowboys vs. Aliens, or Cowboys and Aliens, Super 8, Pirates of the Caribbean movies, Iron Man, Avatar, Harry Potter movies, Transformer movies. I mean, this guy has been in some big fucking blockbuster movies or helped do the visual effects on them. So, I mean, that is a stellar resume. And this is his movie. It's a first time go around. He has never directed before, at least according to IMDb. He is the writer and the director. And yeah, I'll tell you, I didn't know what to expect when I sat down and watched this movie. I did read some reviews on it before I watched the movie, which I probably shouldn't have done, okay? But I don't know, like I don't know. You read some of the reviews and then you watch the movie and you have to question what their motives behind those reviews are. You know what I mean? Like, I get what they're trying to say, and I'm not trying to slag on this movie. I just got done doing that with Ghosts in the Graveyard, man. But this, I don't know, man. It's just, okay, so this movie had $1 million budget. Okay, at least that's what IMDb's telling us. That's what it says under budget, so that's what I'm going by. So I watched this movie, and the whole time I'm thinking, where's the money? Where's this $1 million that they had? And I'm just going to use some references here from other movies. I mean, if I was told this was like a $30,000 horror movie, then I would say, yeah, absolutely it is. Because, I mean, I'll give you some examples. Headhunter, the original Evil Dead, Cosmos. I mean, I could name a whole bunch. You guys know what I'm going to say. I always kind of reference the same movies around that price point. And this is kind of what that movie looked like. Again, there was very little CGI, and that was a good thing because, like, when you get these smaller budgeted movies, I just did a review for a movie 3022. Now, I don't know the budget on that movie, but it was a smaller budgeted movie for sure, okay? And they really held off on the special effects because the CGI that was in that movie was pretty bad, okay? But they probably knew that because they were working with a small budget, so they kept the majority of the story inside the spaceship, and it worked, okay? And that's what he did here too. I think he realized, I'm still trying to figure out where that $1 million went, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it was because they had to pay for location, because I'll tell you, the cinematography in this movie is fantastic. Okay, so I'm sure to get those site locations, it probably costs money. Again, I'm not a filmmaker, so I don't fucking know. So if you are, please chime in and correct me. But anyways, so the cinematography in this movie is fantastic. Before I even get going on this review here, this movie has won some awards too. It won Best Picture at MegaFest. It won Best Picture at the Dickinson's Horror Film Festival. It was Best Horror Feature for the Upstate New York Horror Film Festival. And it was Best Cinematography at the Portland Horror Film Festival. So I agree, I don't know about Best Pictures. I don't know what it was going up against. But as far as cinematography goes, this movie's fucking got it. You know what I mean? Now, as far as story, let me just read the synopsis quickly. Shadowed by a haunted presence in the redwood forest, 5 young hikers discover an abandoned gold mine dating back to the gold rush era and descend into madness and greed as the pursuit of riches consumes them. Well, that's pretty much the story. I mean, the first act, we're introduced to the main characters, which are Amy, Donna, Reese, and Bridget. and Kyle, you know what I mean? And then Barbara Crampton's in this movie too. And can I just say, without sounding like a pervert, Barbara Crampton is absolutely beautiful. She was just gorgeous in Reanimator, and she's just as beautiful now. I mean, anything she's in, I love watching it. I hope one day I get to meet her. I'm hoping she comes to like Shockstock or something like that, so I can at least have the honor of meeting her in person and telling her what a great actress she is. But anyway, she's in this movie too. She plays Ranger Susanna. So basically, first act is we're introduced to all these characters. They're going camping, and then Donna, she's kind of like the fifth wheel in this camp trip. So she kind of goes for a hike, you know what I mean? And then she doesn't, literally she stumbles and trips down a hill and then falls into this like abandoned mine, this gold mine. Basically that's the first act. I mean, they go camping, she stumbles into this, they find her, and then they descend into this gold mine. Second act is, kind of like they find out that it is a gold mine. It's, they think that it's undiscovered, and they find the gold, you know what I mean? But they have to dig for it, right? Because it's still in the walls, which is kind of suspect, you know what I mean? It kind of gets you thinking right there as to what's going on. Why is this gold still in this mine and it hasn't been mined out yet, right? And at that point, second act, halfway through the movie, is when you really start to understand what this movie's about. And it's not a horror movie in the sense where it's a creature feature. Yes, there's a few spirits in this movie. I'm not giving spoilers because it's in the trailer. But this horror movie it's the people. It's the people and how they can turn on each other, and like the greed that consumes them to get this money. I mean, they all, you learn throughout the movie of the struggles that they have. One person needs to pay for college, the other person's pregnant and having a baby, and the main kind of bad guy, Reese, doesn't have, Kyle. Kyle, sorry. He went through to be a firefighter, failed a drug test. Now he's not going to, get it. So they all have ailments when it comes to money. So they all have, when they start off, they all have this greed that kind of overtakes them because they want this gold, right? And then it just kind of escalates from there. And it's amazing how people turn on each other. And it's not fictional. It's a sad thing to say about the human race, but it's fucking true. You know what I mean? Like, and it's pathetic. I'm guilty of it. You know what I mean? When I was younger, I absolutely am. I'm pretty sure I don't want to say anything to offend people, but I mean, realistically, I'm sure looking into this camera, I mean, I'm going to say probably 80% of the audience has fucking had that situation too. You know what I mean? It's like human nature, and it's awful, and it's an awful state to be. And I'll tell you, I'm not blowing my own horn here, but I mean, I had to stop myself from it. I was a fucking asshole when I was younger. I was greedy, like all these material things that I wanted. I don't live in a fucking tent by any means. I work hard for my money though, you know what I mean? But I give a lot of it away, you know what I mean? I give it a lot to charities, you know what I mean? And I use this channel to do that to a certain extent, but you know what I mean? Like helping kids at Christmas and stuff like that. And I don't want to get off topic here, but it's just, a lot of people are going to watch this movie and say to themselves, like, this is terrible, it's slow, because God, honestly, this is a slow movie, okay? It's not like an action-packed. It's kind of like 3022, the movie I just reviewed the other day, the space movie. But it just tells a story, you know what I mean? And it's about human nature. And if you dangle money in front of people, how they will turn on each other. And it's sad, but it's true, you know what I mean? And can you even argue that point? Because it happens all the fucking time. And it's disgusting, and I fucking hate it. You know what I mean? So I've done my best to try and not be like that anymore. And watching this movie kind of made me think back to when I was younger. And I thought, fuck, I don't think I would go to this extreme. I certainly hope I wouldn't. But it was sad to see some of these characters turn on each other over some fucking money. But I guess if you're desperate, you know what I mean? Like, it's a sad state. So, but anyways, this movie aside, I mean, what's it got on IMDb? It's got like a 5.5 or a 5. I would give this movie like maybe a 6, maybe one notch higher. I mean, honestly, okay, I would like the acting was okay. There was a few characters, a few performers in this movie that really seem to force their lines. Okay, I don't want to name drop here because I don't want to rag on this movie too much, because I really like the message that it was trying to get across. But some of the actors and actresses in this movie, their lines were really forced. Okay, and again, it's a slow movie. It's an hour and I think just over an hour and 20 minutes long. Honestly, in my opinion, and you know, like I don't like to bullshit you guys, so I'm just being honest. So if the director or any of the cast ever see this review, just try and, in my opinion, this movie I think would have been better off if it was started off as a short film. Okay, like maybe this movie easily could have been done, you know what I mean, like condensed down to like, you know, 25 minutes to a half an hour. There was a lot of scenes in this movie that almost seemed like they were just extended just for the sake of hitting that, you know, 90-minute mark or close to it. I mean, this easily could have been condensed into a short film, and then maybe, you know, picked up down the road and given maybe a grander budget, because this is a grand style movie, okay? And he does a great job. Again, that's why he won that award for the cinematography, because he does do an awesome job making this movie look a lot bigger than it actually is. But it's just obvious that it you know, was lacking in a bit of budget, and I think a little more money would have helped. So I think a short film would have been the way to go, and then, you know, maybe try and sell it down the road and get like a bigger budget, maybe a Blumhouse or somebody can come along and give you maybe $10 million, and then that would have made a world of difference for this movie. But I do like the fact, especially that he's a visual effects artist, that he held back on the special effects when we do see like these ghost figures. You know what I mean? You just see them very shortly. And again, I'm not giving any spoilers because they're in the trailer. But I do like how he did that. I just wish, yeah, short film first maybe, and then shop it around, and like I said, maybe Blumhouse would pick it up. But the story alone is worth watching, because it's just, I mean, it's a sad state to see how realistic this is. It doesn't matter what scenario you put this in, you know what I mean? Whether it's a bank heist with people doing it, or it's somebody falls into a gold mine and they have to have this gold, you know what I mean? And at the very ending of this movie, and I don't want to give spoilers, but and for you that have seen this, the very ending of this movie reminded me of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, where Indiana has that momentary, you know, weakness where he reaches for that cup, and his dad says, "Indiana, let it go." You know what I mean? That's in this movie pretty much. But I don't want to tell you what happens. You know what I mean? I probably said too much, and I apologize if I. But that's not the ending of this movie. That's just one little tiny piece of it. So, anyways, watch this movie. It just came out. It's called Stay Out, Stay Alive. Sorry if I got off topic there a little bit, but this movie, just watch. I'm telling you, man. Video on demand movies are the fucking way to go. They are, man. You know, because you find movies like this, and they're not big blockbuster movies, but they tell a good fucking story. They may not have the best special effects, they may not have the best acting, but goddamn, if you have a good fucking story, sometimes that's all you need. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I would give this movie a 6. I'm glad I watched it. I probably won't watch it again, to be honest with you, but I gave it one watch, and I liked it, and I'm glad that I actually got to sit here in front of you guys and talk to you about it for a little bit. So, anyways, the movie's called Stay Out, Stay Alive. Make sure you check it out. And yeah, I got lots coming, guys. I got some awesome trailers coming, and I'm working on some retro reviews. And I can't even keep up with just the fucking video on demand movies. There's been so many good ones come out lately. So, anyways, enough rambling. Stay out, stay alive. Check it out. Until next time, guys. Stay scared.